Oh, brother. Oh, boy. Oh, brother. Oh, boy. Man, have I had a bad day. But anyway, hello everyone. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Ledger, and today I am doing a double feature where I am doing two Rage reviews. A Rage review for The Mean One, and the Rage review for Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey. And the one I am doing right now is The Mean One. And I'm going to say up in front, I yay yay. There's not a single positive in this film, so we need to head on straight to the negatives. The first negative is actually no. There's one. I think there's the only thing I can give this movie credit for is that it does what Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey didn't, and is that it's a bit more on the parody side than Blood and Honey, which just takes itself too seriously. This film has parody elements where the Grinch is like doing certain things that are like trying to be funny, but that's about where the positives end. So let's move on to the negatives, because boy, are we gonna have a fun time with that. First of all, the acting's horrible, so awful acting, especially from the person playing Cindy. She's the person that you see in the knife right there that the Grinch is holding. That face, that is Cindy. Her acting is awful. She has no idea how to act. This is and I think that this is another offensive movie for kids that where they just bastardize such a beloved character in the Grinch, who is a loved character because of his fantastic character arc through the film. And I think it is stupid. There's the blood and gore is not impressive at all. Quite a bit CGI at times. And the only other thing I could positive this movie for is that I think the Grinch, the actor who does this, is pretty decent in terms of how he like does his smiling and taunting. If you do not know, if you have seen the Terrifier films, the person that plays Art the Clown in that is the person that plays the Grinch in this. So I have seen pictures of Art the Clown, and I have seen him when he smiles, which is why when I watched this film and I saw the Grinch making his like smirk and smile, I somehow recognized him. And I researched it and I found out he's actually Art the Clown. So he looks. I can say the design of the Grinch looks pretty cool, but other than that, it's a horrible film. I think the way that they build this up to be a movie where you care. You're like, okay, this guy is evil. He is killing people in brutal ways. He kills Cindy's mother. He is now supposedly been killing for years, decades even, and the entire time, and by the end of the film, this is a spoiler review, by the way, but so I'm going to say watch this review. Do not watch that movie. It's so bad. But if you want to waste hours of your life, just watch it on YouTube. It's for free on YouTube. But boy, on a certain YouTube channel, I can't remember the name, but boy, is this movie bad. And I can say this, I can just say they build him up to be someone who's a really bad person who kills all sorts of people. And by the end of it, you find out it's a misunderstanding. He just had an accident, and when Cindy calls him a monster, he just turns and just starts going into the complete realm of evil. What? So basically, you're trying to justify why this creature is able to kill people for decades, and then you have Cindy forgive him and you're trying to justify that. That is not something you can justify. Oh, just so bad. And it's just so bad. The dialogue's not good, and also this movie is, it looks horrible. The way it is lit like the Twilight films. Well, mostly the first one. Like I still haven't gotten through that. Luckily, Film Kid and I canceled that ranking for now. We will probably do it in 2024, but if you've watched the original Twilight and you see how it looks glossy, but it also looks very gray, it's exactly what this film looks like in the daytime. And you can tell they use filters for this. It is so edited. Oh, yeah, another thing. The editing in this film is horrendous. There's one kill in particular involving a guy who's in, like, this, like, restaurant type thing, and they keep editing it to where you see the Grinch hold the knife down, in the next moment you see the knife in there, which they easily, you can tell, used with like certain angles, or they just got something to put it in there. It looks horrible. The editing is awful. Then the Grinch stabs him again, but you only see the Grinch throwing it down, and then it's already there. And he does it again and again for each body part. It's so stupid, and it's so ludicrously edited. The way that they edit it is awful. And if you were wondering when this film was made, it was made in 2022, and that was when She-Hulk came out. And this is somehow even worse than She-Hulk was. So, woof. This movie was bad. The violence in here is not too violent. I can say there's a bit of blood, but also the way that I think that it's not a very good concept that the Grinch is now killing people if people are doing Christmas, if people are Christmas if I'm so confused. If people do anything Christmas related, like they sing Christmas carols, they listen to the music. If they hang anything that's Christmas related, they die because the Grinch comes after them in literally less than a minute, like a few seconds every time. I think that the pacing is horrible. I couldn't get through. This movie was so hard to get through. And it's only an hour and a half. It's only in 1 hour and 32 minutes. It was that hard to get through. Oh, I did not like this one. And I found this offensive since I love the Grinch. So when you make a movie like this, I'm not going to like it. I can guarantee you. If you know Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, my thoughts on that film, I already had my thoughts on that film before I even saw it. Then I saw the film and I basically just got confirmed. Yeah, it was bad. So this film, it's horrible. The pacing's awful. The way they kill the meme one, who you then learn to sympathize with, partially, you don't really sympathize with him because he's a killer that turns evil because he was misunderstood. Horrible reason to turn evil. But then, how does he die? As soon as he gets his character arc and you find it out and she's like, I forgive you, his heart starts growing 3 times the size, which is something that they use, and then his heart blows up. Are you kidding me? I could have thought up a better death than that. The budget for this film I don't think was very high. Actually, it might have been actually pretty high. It was embarrassing. I don't even know if this was put in theaters. I think it was just direct-to-video. If so, I can tell you it probably didn't make much. It's not a good film at all. Because, nobody talks about this film. You wonder why? I could not get on board with this film. I thought it was horrendous. There's nothing good other than two to three little things I mentioned. Even then, partially those are negatives as well, except for because I don't think the angle where he's like a very where he's being silly at it, but he's like trying to be silly. Then he just goes absolutely nuts with the violence. It's just so ludicrous. I can't stand the film. I think that it's just a film I don't like. I have no idea who greenlights these films. Is this supposed to be in the same universe as Blood and Honey? I don't think so. I think the only films that are currently in the realm of Blood and Honey are Bambi and the Peter Pan, and the Bambi and Peter Pan horror movie that are coming. But I had finished Blood and Honey prior to yesterday. I watched Blood and Honey. Boy, that was not a fun day. And then I watched The Continental Season 1, Episode 1 right after. That was a lot more fun. Then the next day, which is today, I have to watch this. I am really not using my time well. I really need to get back on better movies than this. I would tell you these are easily in my top possibly 5 least favorite movies of all time. They are this bad. I can't bear to watch this movie again. Luckily, it's Christmas season, so I'm just going to watch the other Grinch movies, pretend that they are the only Grinch movies, and never say anything about this flipping movie that is positive again. I don't like it. I gave this a 1/2 review on Letterboxd, and I was being kind to it there. It does not deserve to even have part of a star there, even if it is half. It was so bad. I think that just everything, it's edited horribly. The editing is terrible. I could have probably edited better kills than this, and I am 14 years old. Seriously. I can't. I just don't. So if you want to hear me get even angrier, go to Blood and Honey, because while I do think this one is just as bad, I find that one more offensive. So I will also have to be covering both of these movies again tomorrow or the next day or whatever. I think I'm doing a double feature with that because I'm gonna rank the John Wick movies and shows, which includes The Continental, which will be a lot more fun. Actually, no, I think I'm gonna do that in a few days after I finish Chapter 3, Parabellum, and Chapter 4. So I now have to do a versus episode on the Meme One and Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey. So this is fun. So believe me, guys, I would not recommend you watch this movie. Please do not watch this movie. It's not good. It's paced horribly. The runtime is so long, and it's only an hour and 30 minutes. That just shows you how long it feels. And also, it's just the editing's awful. I think everything about this movie is awful. It is such an offensive movie. It is just a movie that completely bastardize the movie of the Grinch. You do not like this because at least in the Grinch, in like certain films, like especially 2018, he's a bit unlikable, but he's given a character arc where you actually like him even when he is kind of being mean. This is so unjustified. The fact that you take a killer like this, say that he was only turned evil because he was misunderstood and called a monster. Do you know how many times this guy was called stuff like that in like the other three, and he didn't turn evil? Seriously, it just shows this film has some of the worst ideas possible. So I do not like this movie. I don't recommend you watch it. So that is my rage review. My rage review for the Meme One. So go and now watch Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey rage review if you have not already, and this is the second one you watched, because believe me, I would not recommend this film. Do not watch it. But thank you all so much for watching. Please like and subscribe if you're not already. I'm about to reach my goal of 300 subscribers. And actually, it's not even December yet, which will be a huge goal if I manage to get that before December, because that would be an awesome goal. Thank you all so much for watching, and have a good one.